There are limits to my exercising because of my knees. I walk. This is difficult here where I live because there are hills and there are nothing but hills and curves. I have a walking machine downstairs that I use now and then, but the truth is that I hate it. When there are trees around, when there's sunshine, when there's air, when you hear birds, that's lovely. When you hear, that is not lovely. Actually, I'm probably gonna sell the damn thing. Just as soon walk. And I can't run, I can't jog. That's out. I'm not 90 for nothing.
Goal setting is such a problem for so many people because what we do is we get excited, we set a goal, and then we realize that it never comes to fruition. So what we tend to do, and I'm definitely someone that does this as well, is that we're not specific enough. We're just not specific enough with the goals that we set. Be as specific as you can, as opposed to saying, I'd like to go to the gym some more. Say, I'm gonna go to the gym 3 times a week for 20 minutes per session. That's a specific goal. So number one, be much more specific, is it allows us to focus on the goal more and it makes it more attainable. Number two, make it something that you can measure or quantify. If your goal is to lose a little bit of weight, remember, specific, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds this month. So you have something quantifiable that you can compare to at the end. This way you know when you succeed. Number three, make sure that it's realistic. So listen, I would love to learn how to play the piano in a month. That's not gonna happen, right? So set realistic goals, right? So make sure that you're taking into account your hobbies, your enjoyment, your time, your availability, your lifestyle, and make sure that the goals are realistic because you don't want to set yourself up for failure. Another really important point when it comes to motivational psychology and attaining those goals is to set goals that are small enough that you can attain them in small pieces. So we're going to go back to that example from the beginning. I want to go to the gym 3 times per week for 20 minutes each time. It's quantifiable, it's doable, it's realistic, and it's a small goal that you can accomplish and reward yourself for, and then move on from there. The other one that I really, really like, this is number 5, is accountability. Share this with somebody. Share this with a loved one, a friend. Share your goal with them because now it's not in your head anymore. It's a thing, it's real, it's out there in the universe, and someone else is gonna say, hey, are you following up with your goals? Are you doing that? It makes it real. And then the final one that's really, really important, and this is a very big part of motivational psychology, is make sure that when you attain your goal, you have a reward. This is Psych 101, guys. This is behavior and consequence. Maybe my reward is I'm gonna have a pizza or I'm gonna go out for ice cream. This way you reinforce that, and trust me when I tell you, there's some deep stuff going on in there that's subconscious that's going to continue to drive those goals forward. And I'm almost positive that if you do these, you will absolutely be well on your way to attain those goals that you used to procrastinate and never get done.
What I want people to do from the minute of their birth to the minute of their death is to stay mobile. The contraction of skeletal muscles, which I'm doing right now with my arms, I'm contracting my biceps. The very action of skeletal muscle contraction is amazing for your metabolism. It will level out your glucose levels so we don't have these huge spikes which cause all kinds of inflammation and free radicals and disease. Skeletal muscle contraction has also been found to cause the transcription or the making of the longevity protein, which is called clothos. But listen, it doesn't stop there. Contraction of skeletal muscle also causes the transcription or the making of a protein that travels to your brain and helps build hardiness. So take a break right now, get up from your seat watching this video and move, because we want you to have the gift of mobility, which leads to longevity and health.
Fitness and exercise really seems to make everybody's, list in some way or another when it comes to goal setting, etc. Every year, maybe even every month or every week, depending on who you are. What's the psychology behind, fitness or exercise sort of making that top list all the time?
Yeah, so, moving your body, especially in ways that are pleasurable, have really been shown to improve all health outcomes. Everything from cognition to shifting cholesterol levels to reducing blood sugars and blood pressure. So when we talk about finding these sustainable patterns of movement, we're really tying that into improving people's health outcomes.
Here I go with the unpopular statements. If you've made the same New Year's resolution every year for the last 2 to 3 years, let it go. It's time to change it to something new, because if you've not done it in the last 2 to 3 years, chances are you're probably not going to do it this year. And that is going to continue to perpetuate this feeling of pressure. You're pressuring yourself to accomplish something that you've already established you're not going to do. And now I'm not saying that so that, people feel bad about themselves. I've done it myself. You have these goals every year. I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to run more. I'm going to start to be more active. I'm going to cut out, the desserts every night for dinner, all of those things where if it's something that's not happening, it's time to take the blame off of yourself and examine the goal itself, right? This has nothing to do with you. A lot of the times we feel it's us, we're bad, or we're unable to complete this task. It's like maybe the task is flawed.
So my very favorite workout tip is realizing that we don't have to have a full hour a day to get our workouts in. I know as a busy mom, I have 4 kids. If I need to plan on a full hour in the gym, it's just not gonna happen. I have the best tip ever. It's called Try Tabata. This is a 4-minute workout. It's 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off of any move of your choice. You repeat that 8 times, and within 4 minutes, you have the most incredible workout. So for example, let's choose burpees. I'm gonna do 20 seconds of work, 20 seconds of burpees, and then 10 seconds off. I'll repeat that 8 times, and trust me, by the end of 4 minutes, you will be so surprised at how rocked you are.
That change in psychological mindset is the direct connection to improved performance. So I had the opportunity to talk with some of the world's fastest runners, gold medalists out of Trinidad, the fastest sprinters in the world. And I went in asking them, what are you looking at? Is there some way that you have a superpower of perception that I might be able to learn from? And what I learned in those conversations is that these individuals run their fastest when they assume a narrowed focus of attention, when they keep their eyes on the prize, in this case, the finish line. That's a strategy. That narrowed focus of attention is a strategy that all of us can learn and can adopt and integrate into our exercise practices. We can all imagine a spotlight is shining just on a target up ahead and we're not paying any attention to what's in our peripheral vision. What we found in our research is that when we directed people's focus of attention in that manner, they were able to engage in a challenging exercise 23% faster. They moved faster, even though the distance was the same. That's a strategy that people can use when we're not there with our stopwatch, keeping track of what they do. When we gained access to what's going on into their health and fitness apps, what we saw is that people who have been trained to use that narrowed focus of attention, they went on more walks, they took more steps, they walked faster in the same amount of time. We increased the frequency and the efficiency of their exercise. Now, the strategy of narrowed focus of attention isn't magic. Instead, what it's doing is taking advantage of that power of perception to gain control over our own psychological mindset. People who use that narrowed focus of attention saw their targets, those finish lines, as closer than they would otherwise. And when it seemed closer, it now seemed more feasible. They felt like they had the resources that they needed to meet that goal. It didn't seem so difficult for them. They felt more empowered and they had a greater sense of self-efficacy to actually get there. That's the reason why they could walk faster, walk farther, feel like they defied their own expectations for themselves and try again.
Hi, I'm Dana Tapp and I'm a yoga instructor. I have some pointers for you as you ease into yoga. This is great for anyone who's just starting off. All beginners, all are welcome. The first thing I want to bring to your attention is that yoga primarily is about the breath. And in our society today, you would be surprised how much our breath can be restricted. So let me show you how we breathe in a yoga practice. This is a yoga breath we call Ujjayi Pranayama. And it's a breath that's going to warm up your body from the inside out. A funny way to think of this breath is like the Star Wars characters Darth Vader. It's going to sound almost like an ocean wave, where you're going to breathe in through your nose and your exhale is also through your nose, but you'll feel the fiery breath come out from this part of your throat. So lightly lay your hand over your throat, breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your nose. You notice the sound as you breathe in, and you notice the feeling under your hand as you breathe out. As you do that breath, also bring your attention to the muscles in your face. You want a relaxed jaw, relaxed around your eyes, and even in your mouth. Relax your tongue. So do that Ujjayi Pranayama breath with me. In through your nose, out through your nose. You notice that your nostrils do not need to flare, your shoulders do not need to move up and down, and your stomach isn't noticeably moving out and in. It's all here in the throat. And as you sit and do that yoga breath, you might also notice your body warming up. It's because you are doing yoga.